Okay, so a little look at your script for the very first 10 minutes of your practice with your beginners. Now, really factor in at least 10 minutes of this with your beginners because it is such a powerful introduction to yoga and really setting your students up for success for a really deep and a practice that's really going to support them throughout their whole life. So give them time to understand and feel what's going on. So we will always start with lying our students down, our beginners. Now, this is a proven script that we use, but by all means, a script is something for you to understand the framework of how it works. And then over time, you're going to find your own words. You're going to find your own nuances. You're going to find your own language, and you'll have particular themes that you want to explore in your class. So things will start changing and personalizing. But it's to give you a starting point so that you're not just like you have no structure. If you have structure as a teacher, you are absolutely going to do a great job of guiding your students. Yeah. So your first Savasana, corpse pose, where we lie down our students. So there is video of me, video 4, where you can see me demonstrating this with Katie, our lovely student. So have a watch of that video and see me demonstrating it with this script. And then have a go at being the student yourself. Like you just listen, like just plug it in, put your ears in, or play it out on the sound, and you be Katie, you be the student, and feel what that feels like, what that script, what that pace, what that tone, what those instructions feel like, how they make you feel, and what they make you notice. And then have a go at speaking it from the script or understanding what it is that we're trying to achieve in the script. So the first part of Savasana, this is your students have just come into your first beginners class. So they don't know what to expect. So you are making them feel safe, feel welcome, absolutely not feeling overwhelmed with loads of poses, but to really come into their body. Practice that first concept of yoga, of connection, of joining the breath and the body so the mind becomes still. So your first part of Shavasana is, first of all, describing how to get into the pose safely. So some people won't want to lie down if they have various ailments. So make sure you've covered the health and safety. Now, for this instance, we're going to presume that your yoga buddy can lie down comfortably on the floor. I've given you 2 health and safety options in the video, so you can have a little look at that. So you want to get them into the comfortable place, with their palms facing up, their heels to the corners of the mat. And then you just want them to feel that they can relax and they don't need any further cues other than just notice your breath that breathes through your body. You're just taking their mind from the chaos of their day-to-day world and just bringing it back into themselves so that they can connect. So your first couple of minutes are going to be about grounding your students, making them feel their body parts, or inviting them to feel their body parts supported by the mat, and just noticing their breath, not doing anything in particular, but just noticing, just closing your eyes, feeling the shoulders in the mat, feeling your head against the soft block. And then you're going to start the process of bringing the students into their diaphragmatic breathing. So you're helping them understand their different spaces of breath work. So up here, clavicular breathing. This is very short and sharp. It's the most least effective breath. So if we're having a panic attack, for example, we're breathing up here. People that are very stressed breathe up here, lots of tension around the shoulders, into the head, headaches. So we want to try and drop the breath, become aware of the breath into the lungs, and then become aware of the breath utilizing the diaphragm much more effectively. So this next part of the exercise prepares them for that in a very gentle way. And this can really take 5 minutes or more. So starting at the crown of the head, we're relaxing the forehead, we're relaxing the jaw, just identifying where there is tension in the body. And then we are starting to breathe more consciously through the body, starting at the chest, then moving down into the lungs, then moving and understanding how to breathe with the abdomen and noticing it. And this is actually us utilizing our diaphragmatic breathing, which is the most effective breath. It really nourishes the body. It oxygenates the blood so that we're preparing our muscles for movement, and we're also calming the nervous system. It's the most effective breath. You nice and deep into the belly rather than short and sharp up here. So that in itself is a real exploratory and self-discovery process that you are inviting your students into. And honestly, this has really transformed our students' practices and given them so much information about themselves. Like, oh, I didn't realize I was only breathing there, or I find it really hard to breathe lower. It's like, it's okay. It will come. It will definitely come in time. Just understand these different spaces and explore these different spaces with which we can really manipulate our breathing and create better breathing patterns and rhythms. So then once we've moved them into their nice deep diaphragmatic breathing, then we are introducing some movement. So we're introducing connecting breath and body. So we start with the peripheral, the fingers, the toes. Then we start moving, breathing in, lift the arms over the head, place them on the floor. And then we're stretching and breathing and stretching together. So inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen the arms and release. And then we go through that gentle part of the exercise until we slowly bring them up. Now, you will see all of this in the video. So I really invite you to watch the video, be the student, just be Katie, and then have a go at practicing it with the script, just so that you can understand the format of what we're trying to achieve. So the first part is grounding. That first 10 minutes is really about grounding your students and giving them time to arrive on the mat and connect to their breath and their body without any particular exercise, just noticing, just giving them space to notice and to arrive. And then the next part of that exercise is encouraging them to deepen their breath, discover how to deepen their breath into their diaphragmatic breathing. And then the next part of that flow is about connecting now that lovely deep breathing with movement. Yeah. And your beginners, you'll see this can take some time because they're just, they're learning the instructions. They're not, they don't know what to expect that first time round. So you can't rush it. You want to give really clear and precise cues. And that's all in your script. Yeah. So have a watch of the video, be the student, and then have a little look at the script and have a look at the structure of how it's built. And then just have a go at speaking it yourself. Yeah. That's all that needs to happen right now. And then grab yourself that yoga buddy again and practice it with them. Now, honestly, if everybody in the world were to do this exercise for 10 minutes a day, the world would be a completely different place. Our health would be better. Our minds would be so much better. Everybody feels great after this introduction into breath work. Now, there's also space in that script for some philosophy as well. Now, over time, this might become a theme that you want to introduce into your class. But I always place that part once they've arrived and I've grounded them, I've helped them ground themselves on and arrive on their mat, and they're settled, they're open to receive. Then I will introduce the philosophy or the theme at that point. Yeah, so as is in the script, yoga, the word yoga comes from the Sanskrit root word yuk, meaning to yoke, to unite, to bring together. So in our practice today, we're going to practice bringing together our breath and our body so our mind becomes still. And this is hugely powerful. Yeah, this is really introducing people to what yoga is really about. So really spend time on this exercise. It's a beautiful introduction for your beginners. Yeah, so we've grounded them, they've arrived. we've introduced the theme of the class whilst they're just nice and open and feeling calmer, more open to receive information. Then we bring them into their breath work, because that's what we've just prepared them for. This is what's about to happen. And then we start moving breath and movement together. And then that brings us up into this seated pose, so you're ready to begin. Yeah. So already you could do a nice 15 minutes of a very gentle but a very traditional approach to yoga and what we are teaching our students, what we're guiding our students into, and that is presence, awareness, consciousness, and all the rest. The poses will come around that awareness. It's a wonderful, powerful way to start your classes. So have a go, get your script, have a little read through it, make that make sense in terms of the structure. And you could have a go at writing your own as well. But this script really does work. So just find your own words over time. But this is about you understanding the structure. And then listen to the video and be Katie, be the student. Let me guide you as a student and enjoy it. How did you feel? You know, was there enough space in between my words, my cues, for you to really absorb the information and feel, process the information? Yeah. Was the tone appropriate? Was the volume okay? Obviously, this will be slightly different when you're in a room of people. Could you understand the cues? Did they work for your body? Yeah. And then once you've had a go at it, practice it on somebody that you trust, you know, you love. Yeah. Somebody that wants to support you on this journey. And just, hey, can I practice this and practice this script that I've just found? And then ask them after. Just take your time. This needs to take 10 minutes. So put a little timer on, have a little clock somewhere. 10 minutes. So what I would recommend is that you practice the script first and make sure that you can do it for 10 minutes, that you're not rushing. Yeah. And that will mean you cueing, you breathing, and allowing space for your student to interpret what you're saying. Yeah. And the more you practice it, the easier it gets. Yeah. Honestly, this is a beautiful exercise. And then practice it on your body. Yeah, simple as that. And I want to hear how this goes. So do let me know. If you're in the Facebook group, get in there and let me know how you got on with this exercise, and really ask good questions to your yoga buddy. You know, how did that feel in your mind? How does your mind feel after that exercise? What did you discover about your breathing? You will have really good conversations about that exercise. Yeah, so give it a go. I can't wait to hear how that goes for you.